This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
It's a goal! What a goal! It's absolutely world class from Marcus Tunde!
Johnson puts it in the air. Aidan Flynn wins the It's still with Lee Gregory. He's in the box. Tries to screw it. Is it going to be there? Yes! Oh my word!
The Wednesday Week!
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Wednesday Week. Hello from the other side edition. Tonight, joining me, I've got Duncan from the W12 podcast in. That's right, it's hello from the other side. That's a lot of production for this time on a Wednesday, isn't it, Duncan? There's a lot going on there, isn't there?
Oh, I'm impressed. It makes sense.
It's a lot of nights where I couldn't sleep and me just dicking about on the internet and looking for sound clips. Listen, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. Now I was going to say it's a bit of a relegation rival one. I mean, you know, your colleague Ben joined us the last week in terms of talking about the people going down, but it's not been all doom and gloom for QPR the last couple of games, has it? Because you won't roll over and die like everybody else that we're waiting on, and you must be happy about the fact that you've hit a bit of form towards this end of the season, right?
Our form's been kind of unbelievable since the turn of the year, really. I think we've lost 1 in 8 now as well. Of course, 2 wins over the weekend. Wasn't expecting it at all. Did our podcast last week beforehand. My preview was I was fingers crossed, praying for 4 points, hoping just somehow get 4 and come away with 6 points, 2 wins. Is unbelievable. It's really pushed ourselves up and away from that relegation dogfight. Hopefully.
I think it must have done. I've got I think I've got a copy of the league ready to go here. So if I just chuck it up on screen there, so that has taken you up a huge amount of places. Like it's taken you from 21st right up into 16th, getting that amount of points over one weekend. That I'm absolutely I'm envious, but I'm also pissed off about it. But yeah, I mean I can't speak. Like, we thought we'd hit a bit of form and we thought we were doing all right. He's dropped off the last 4 games, but you guys were also putting in some performances. Huddersfield were picking up the odd point. Stoke kept picking up the odd point, and no one would really just drop the ball. But given the last 2 games that we've had, it's kind of been us that have dropped our own ball. And now you must be looking down on it going, we're out of that. That weekend must have changed your life.
It's definitely made everyone a lot more positive. There's still that little bit of we've kind of been saying for weeks. We've got to hit 50 points. 50 points. That kind of we're staying up if we hit 50. Obviously, we're on 46, so we're still not there. But we've given ourselves that massive chance of getting there.
But I think with the close proximity of the people in the bottom half, I think 50 points might be too much of an ask. I mean, 46 ain't too shabby, Dunk.
No, it's not. And like you said, when you guys were picking up points and Huddersfield were, and we were like, wow, we're on a good run and everyone else is still getting...
and everybody else did.
What's going on? And obviously, we've managed to maintain that somehow. Not quite sure how when our strikers can't score. But yeah, I mean, we've said 50. I reckon 48 might be enough. But I'm not counting my chickens yet.
No, you just want as many as possible. So let's talk about your season as it's gone. Obviously, you didn't really have the start like we did, but it's not been. It's easy to think of your own corner. It's easy to sit and go, well, we had this terrible manager after getting rid of Darren Moore, and then we went all these games without winning a game. But how do you feel that your season went? Give me a brief synopsis of it.
So obviously, got Gareth Ainsworth at the end of last season and kind of kept us up.
I forgot that happened. I forgot that was a thing. Yeah. Oh, now I know where we are. Yeah.
That's how our season started. Was under Gareth Ainsworth. I loved him as a player, but I never rated him as a manager. I was one of the ones who wasn't convinced when he came in, and we were abysmal. Like, you think we didn't really make any changes in January. We got a couple of players in, but the majority of the team we've got is who we started the season with.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you the difference in quality between Gareth Ainsworth and Marty Cifuentes. He's come in and completely turned our season around. Like, I honestly, end of November, I thought we were going to be relegated, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, yeah, I'm expecting League One football next year. And we've had such a turnaround. I can't really put my finger on anything else apart from the fact that Marty Cifuentes has come in and somehow lifted this group of players and got them performing.
He's managed to get a tune, for all his troubles with the law and recent form. Elias Chair all of a sudden seems to have been an absolute world beater the last few games as well, right?
Yeah, he's always got that in him, but it's getting that manager. It's always like he needs that manager, put his arm around him and say, "Look, I'm making you our player. Like, everything's going through you. Get on the board as much as you can, and dictate the play." And he's been doing that a lot more under Marty. I think it was telling that he scored got an assist within like the first 2 or 3 games of Marty coming in, like really showing what he was about. But yeah, obviously, I don't want to talk about the incident because we don't know what's going on with it. Well, I'm just happy.
I put your colleague Ben on ice like last week. Absolutely stitched him up. Went, Ben, tell us about what's going off with that. And he kind of went, don't really want to talk about it. And then he did a really good answer where he went, the country in which the incident happened, they have different laws to us. And he may as well have finished it with, NK, thanks, bye. You know what I mean? But his form since that has been absolutely incredible, hasn't it? Like he scored and assisted straight away as soon as it happened. It's like it's given him a new lease of life, like he's got something to play for because he might, to spend his money because he might not be spending it in the future. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think it's that, and I feel like whether it was like something that was going on behind the scenes and was distracting him, and now it's out in the open, everyone's aware of it. And is it like a little bit of weight of his shoulders in the fact that he knows everyone's aware of it? He knows he's going to get some stick from opposition fans about it. And he's just taking it all in his stride. So, but obviously, it's a massive plus for us when he's performing well.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be. It is. So let's talk about. God, when was it? Let me just have a quick look it up because you owe us one essentially, don't you? So Diaby scored an own goal. It was middle of December. Diaby scored an own goal. You were 1-0 up for a significant amount of time. I think it was more Chair's goal than it was Diaby's own goal. Then we scored late with Cadamartri and then scored a winner in the 94th minute. Given the close proximity of the teams at that point in the season, I was well happy with that. I assume you weren't.
No, I was raging. It's one of those where like it felt like we were like not in control of the game, but fairly comfortable. And then last kind of like 15 minutes, it just everything kind of flipped on its head. And obviously, when the equaliser goes in, you go, "Oh, that's all right. Take a point away from home. Not too it's point to point." And then when you got the winner, I was literally I was going mad. I think the missus had a bit of a meltdown because I think I woke up, go mental.
It was an interesting one because I think that there has been 2 periods of Sheffield Wednesday over the last 5 months where we've had 2 rich veins of form, and that was the first one. And I think that was the game where I went, we could stop up here. This could actually happen because we were dead and buried. There was somebody mentioned on our pod last night that, that we were the Rotherham of the team at one point. We were just a hapless team, just sauntering on. To get where we've got has been impressive. But then, like I say, you only see it through your own team. To get where you've got is impressive. For Huddersfield not to be dead and buried yet is impressive. Stoke, Millwall, Plymouth, bloody Blackburn. I you know what I mean? Like how all this is still the way it is absolutely insane. I mean, if I put the league back on there, is there any teams you look at aside from Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham that you think might be in any kind of danger?
I was really concerned for Plymouth, obviously, with their kind of managerial situation at the minute. I just don't see them picking up any more points. They seem to be all over the place. I really think they're dragged right into it. And Birmingham are a weird one because obviously we beat them the other day, and they were in spells were good, and other spells were terrible. But then we weren't brilliant. I think there's definitely a few teams. Even Millwall, I think, is still well in it, and like they're only like you think you get 2 wins, and you're out of it. And
Yeah, you're done. You're clean away.
that's it. Like, so you think like even if you beat us on Saturday and then get another point and something else in midweek, you could well be out of it if results go your way. So
During the
tight down there.
Yeah, during the relegation rival show, we went through everybody's fixtures and we all decided that Blackburn had the worst running. And then they absolutely spanked bloody Sunderland at their gaff at the weekend. What is happening? I hate this league, but I love it at the same time.
Oh, we'd had the same conversation. We were like, Blackburn aren't going to pick any more points. Like, I can't see where they're getting a win.
Nah, done.
And literally, the couple, was it 5-1 in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what? Where's that come from? Well, I think it's probably because I put a bet on Sunderland to win. That's probably what it was.
Absolute. With Rotherham winning and Sunderland losing, the Sky Bet must have made a few quid at the weekend just gone. They must have absolutely recouped some finances from the Friday beating that they probably took. Excuse me, bit of windy pops. So let's get into the upcoming game then, Duncan. Like, how do you feel like it's going to go? Because I'll be honest with you. I said it last night on our pod. I would genuinely be happy, given the form that you're in, I'd be happy coming away with a draw tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we were all a little bit like pessimistic on our pod last night because we kind of felt we got the 2 wins over the weekend that maybe our performances didn't deserve. We weren't brilliant. And it's kind of like, are we due a little slip up now? Like, we've got those 6 points, pushed ourselves up. Like, I know Wednesday always one of those kind of teams that you always seem to do well against us. I always feel like you're one of those teams we never really get much joy out of.
Yeah, we've not really got there's not really any real history there, is there? Like in terms of rivalry and stuff like that. You know, it's weird because I feel like in this league you can have teams that you've got right beef with. You know what I mean, or some kind of tenuous connection with. But like QPR is you're just a team in the league, and to us, we're just another team in your league. Like it's just, oh, where are we? Sheffield Wednesday. What do you know about them? Fuck all, really. Yeah, me neither. You know what I mean?
That's it. We would have said like we'd all happily take a point against guys. So I just keep that kind of like undefeated streak going. Another point towards safety, and go again then for the Plymouth game on Tuesday night. Like, it's for us. We've got Preston, Leeds, and Coventry are our last 3 games of the season. I don't see us picking up much from those. So we all kind of say we need to pick up as many points against, obviously, Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth in these next 2 games. So,
yeah,
if we could pick up 4, I'd be over the moon. 3, I'd be happy. Obviously, don't want to relegate you, but
but if it was you or them, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think Plymouth and Blackburn, I'm still sticking by, even though Blackburn managed to beat Sunderland. I think us, Huddersfield, Stoke, yourselves, Birmingham. I think there's going to be a couple of wins in the way it goes. I think Blackburn are bang in trouble, and I'm still sticking by it. And I think Plymouth are sat that they're in a spiral. They can't get out of it right now. So, well, that's what I hope happens. I don't hope it happens to anybody. You know what I mean? But if I had to pick 2 out the fighting clowns that we've got. So before we wrap it up, then Duncan, if you can give me a match prediction and show you're working.
Match prediction. I think it's going to be one of those kind of real cagey first halves, especially. I feel like we know that we've got that little bit of a cushion, but I feel like you guys need to come at us, which might play into our hands and to like our counter-attacking kind of style of play. But as the home team, there's definitely going to be something on us that we're expected to kind of dominate and play our kind of style of football. It's one of those where I feel like we always say, like, first goal is going to be like vital. I feel like if you get something first and you've got something to hold on to, you're going to really dig in and make it really hard for us. Whereas I feel like if we were to get the first goal, I feel like, especially after how you kind of capitulated against Ipswich the other week, like, is it if we get a goal early enough, are your head's going to drop? Are you going to like, is the morale in the team just going to like fall in their arse?
Exactly that.
one of those.
You absolutely nailed it on the head there, Dunk. As soon as let's say you get an early one after 10 minutes, it could be 4-0. Could be 4-0.
Yeah. But obviously, our biggest problem is we can't score goals very easily at the minute. Our strikers aren't in form. Like, we've won the last 2 games off our defenders. Scoring, not keeping clean sheets, that's scoring. So, like, yeah, that's what worries me. I feel like I'm not sure. Marty's not settled on a striker yet, so I don't know who's going to. We don't know who's going to start. We think possibly Michael Frey. He seems to have started the last couple of games at home. But I mean, as long as your strikers don't mind a header, like, you've got nothing to worry about. He ain't going to outrun anybody. His control is shocking. Ben referenced it yesterday on our pod. He's a Sunday League player, so.
Yeah, him and Lyndon Dykes, you take your pick, don't you? You're kind of like, yeah, they are, but they are.
Sinclair Armstrong, he's that exciting, raw talent, but it is still very raw. And you just don't know which version of him you're going to get. Some weeks he turns up and you think, wow, he's got to play every week. And in other games, Swansea, he came on half time and it was like, has he even come on the pitch? And so that's what I mean. Like, it just that aspect worries me. But then saying that, I could see it, like, we get an early goal, our strikers could try and think about filling their boots.
You could be queuing up. It could be one of them. So what are you thinking? QPR win?
I want to say yes, but I reckon it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be. I've got like a 1-1, 2-2 in my head.
I was going to say 1-1 as well. But, you know, even if we do take a point from Loftus Road, the last time I went myself was the time when we were something like 3-0 down at half time and ended up getting spanked 4-2 or something ridiculous. So even if it's 1-1, it's an improvement on the last time I went. Listen, Doug, thanks a lot for joining us. It's W12 Podcast if you want to give them a listen of all things QPR. And see you later.